We have a fun night for you in store this evening because Deborah, well known from International Nail Talk Live, joined me here this evening to show you the endless possibilities of using pigments, chromes, and unicorn flakes, but also unicorn pigments. Also, we have the winners of 2 weeks ago, the winners of the Shape It Masterclass that Deborah gave, also live. So she's going to announce her own winners. We had a busy week this week. It is a busy day today, but now all attention is focused on you and on Deborah. Let's get started. Yes, that sometimes happens. Small electrical malfunctions happen in even the best studios like BBC World, CNN, NBC, and also with Neil Talk Live. Yeah, that's making us really metropolitan. Anywho, we're here, you can hear me. Tonight we have a lot in store for you. This week we've been having a training at headquarters with many magnetic trainers and distributors, learning the many benefits of working with Shape-Its and having fun with each other. Yesterday evening we had a fun dinner in the hotel. The food was not all that great, but the company definitely was. And during the days and evenings in the rest of the week, Susie, a well-known magnetic trainer and head of the magnetic restaurant, takes care of us. And this evening we had a great pasta dish. So Susie, from here and from everybody that is here this week, also the staff of Magnetic Nail Design, we want to thank you again for taking such good care of us. Pigments and chromes or unicorns. Deborah, what do you have in stock for us?
Hello, good evening, everyone, and I really hope you can hear me because I have a little bit of a cold. So if you heard me talking a little bit through my nose, and that's me. Yeah, it's not my sound, it's me. What have I in store for you? Well, I have some great designs for tonight, which are really fun, also quite easy to do, but like mesmerizing. And your clients will say, wow, how do you do it? Well, tonight I'm going to show you this, so I hope you really are ready for them.
Well, I'm definitely ready for it. We have 3 designs to show you, and the first one is quite simple but super effective. And Deborah is going to show us how to work with the unicorn flakes, a relatively new product in the magnetic assortment, but a product that you can use as a flake, but also to get a complete shining effect. Can't you, Deborah?
That is absolutely true. Yes, it is. So you can work with the flakes, the unicorn flakes, as an inlay product or just to put a little bit like a French even so. But also it's really nice to really rub them in the nail and then you get an awesome effect. And this is what I'm going to show you right now because it's not really much seen these days because it's quite a different technique. So I want to show you. I have my tip already right here. It's just a clear tip and I added a little bit of bond on the tip so I can still let my design be on my tip. It will be sticky. Sometimes when you have those tips for a long time, then they have the intention to lose their lacquer because of the very slight surface. So either you buff them or add some bond, it's the same, but I always add a little bit of bond so my design will stay on and I can show everyone wherever I want to show them. So let's continue with this, oh, there it goes already, beautiful, beautiful new color, the Lucky Green, which is the color of the beautiful Gucci, as you can see. And I will just put it onto the nail. It's quite a darker color, as you can see.
The high coverage and this lucky green, which is also a high fashion green, is suitable for any season.
Yes, that's true. But it's the same as black because that's also very suitable for every season. And one of my hands now is also completely black. So I only will add one layer for this design because that will be enough. I don't need 2 layers of this color, but already as you can see how much covering it has. So I will cure this for 1 minute or 1.5. And then I'm going to show you the unicorn flakes because they're so cool. Let me show you. Here they are. already shining through the cap. But now I will open them.
Yeah, they are beautiful.
Shiny and blingy. As you can see, they have like 1,000 colors in one little flake. They are amazing. And I'm going to work with this. And I'm also going to work with, where did I put it? I put everything a little bit to the side. With the Flex and Shine top gel, which is my favorite. And of course, you can also work with the Magic Shine. But you cannot do this with the Supreme Finish. That won't work. This is a little bit thicker, and this is why this really works very perfect for this. But don't forget also to shake it, otherwise only the high shine will at the bottom of the bottle. So please shake this one too, which I'm going to do right now. And still my tip is into the light, but it was only one layer, so this is long enough. And I can take it out now, and I give it a bit of the top. So my Flex and Shine will now be on the top. Don't do it too thin. Play with it, and it has to be a little, what you call it? Well, lobby, a little thicker.
A thicker coat.
Don't do this. Don't just smear it on. No, no. It has to be gently fly over the nail. So thicker over your nail.
And of course, the main thing when you want to rub in any chrome, unicorn, or a flake into the tacky surface of a top gel is how long have you got to cure the top gel, Deborah?
I'm curing this one for 1.5 minutes. That's absolutely the best thing. Just try it. I've tried all the times actually. I tried from 10 to minutes to 1.5. Every time I tried, every second of time I tried, and I found out for myself that 1.5 minutes works the best, because there isn't a better shine than this, because the surface is completely finished, but you have to do it when it's still a bit warm, because then when you rub it in, it really gets all the chrome, how do you say, corals, Pepijn?
Well, it totally blends the chrome flakes and the unicorn into the surface of the top gel, making it super high shine. So unlike other tutorials that you may have seen, we, or at least Deborah recommends, to cure the top gel for 1.5 minutes. Choose Flex and Shine Top Gel by Magnetic Nail Design or Magic Shine Top Gel by Magnetic Nail Design. This is slightly thicker, and that anchors the chrome and the unicorn in this specific case into the top gel, making it super shiny and durable, which is also very important in the nail studio. We've all been there. We had clients, we applied chrome to the nails, we were super happy with it, and then a week later the clients come back and it's chipped. And that is, of course, the nightmare of any nail tech. I see that Deborah is searching for something.
Well, yes, because I did prepare 2 tips, which I already showed you just like 15 minutes ago, and I have no clue where I put them. So they're somewhere around here, but I don't know where. No, this is a different one, but it doesn't matter. So the color is the same. So it's almost clear and ready, and then this is the moment where we've been waiting for. So I have my pigment shaper, the oval one, and this will be a little bit static, so I'm doing, well, let's take this off because I have to give some pressure. Make it static, put it onto the nail first, get my flakes and rub them in firmly. You have to give pressure. That's very important. You already can see what is going on now.
Oh yeah, I see that it starts to shine completely.
As you can see, yeah.
Cool.
And you have to give quite the pressure. That's why I'm holding it in my hand, as you can see. And you get that really mirror chrome nail.
Also, Hailey Bieber nails are also donut glaze nails, I believe.
Yeah, but that's more with the powder chrome. And not with the flakes, but you don't always know that flakes are also rubbable into the nail. Also the other flakes we have. You can do it with the other flakes we have too.
You also get the same high shine effect?
Yeah, same.
Ah, but this is slightly silver. So these are the unicorn flakes, and they have a slightly silver or white tone to it. It depends on whether or not it's a metallic, so we call it silver. The other chameleon flakes are transparent and will give more a colored shine to the surface. Am I right in saying this, Deborah?
That is true. Yes, absolutely. And every unicorn we have has their own color. So everyone gives a different outcome, of course, and also when you add it to a different underground. So every underground gives you a different end result. But I will find the other ones and I will show you. But I have one to show you. But if you see already, you have those little parts of the flakes, and for
Yeah.
the rest, it's completely shiny.
Yeah.
So cool. I wish you could see. Yeah, you can see me a little bit if I do it like this.
Yeah, very nice.
So cool.
Super high shine, metallic and futuristic nails.
Yes, and I have one extra with the coffee blush. This is just a brown coffee blush.
Also cool. Warmer.
Warmer, yeah. So you can put it on every color you desire, of course. And how easy is it? So people are just saying, whoa, how did you do it? Well, quite easy actually. But be sure you cure your top coat for 1.5 minutes and then rub it in firmly. That's really, really, really necessary. Some people say I try it with my finger, but sometimes then the surface will be matte. And because this is like a special rubber, the surface will stay shiny. But don't use it right now immediately for the normal chrome. So if you want to work with this chrome, the normal one, clean it first.
And how do you clean it?
I clean it with just prep and wipe. It's
Okay,
really
and a
easy.
nail wipe.
Yeah, a
Okay.
wipe and prep and wipe is really easy to clean it, and always start with every color with a clean shaper, because it's very important. Otherwise, it will be matte. So every time, clean your shaper, let it dry, and then start with the new color. And then you have the best outcome. Really true.
And now, how do you seal this? Because often in the nail studio, we try to get the chrome effect, but then it chips. So, with which top gel do you prefer to seal this?
Well, at first, I always put it into the LED for like 10 seconds to really let it stuck, to get the flakes or the chromes really into the surface. The heat makes it even more tight into the surface. Then I will take a little bit of the bond, of course, also on a client, and we go around the lines, the edges, and a bit on the top.
Okay.
Also on the top. As you can see, it doesn't get matte.
No.
So don't forget to put it also on your top. Then we take the same top coat. Don't take a different top coat, because these top coats are quite hard top coats. If you take different ones, they have the intention to break. Use the same.
So in
And-
this specific case, you repeat the application of Flex and Shine,
Exactly.
and you apply a bond, gel polish bond or soft bond primer on the edges, the perimeter of the nail, and also slightly on the surface of the nail,
Yes.
on top of the chrome effect.
Yes.
Anchor the top gel to the surface of the nail.
Absolutely. And this will just stay on till your client comes back. It really does not come off. If it does come off, then something didn't really go the right way. Because when you add your bond, or some people also buff it a little bit, is also a possibility, but also add always your bond. And don't forget to put it a little bit on the top. Just a little bit, only touching it. Don't smear it on there, only a little bit over it, and that's it. And then your top coat, and it will really stay on, like, well, till your client's next appointment.
Well, very good tip and very good tips to start us off this evening. You want to know what the homework is that you have to create to have a chance to win an amazing prize or to get your e-certificate. Create 6 different styles of nails. So 6 different nails can be made on Colourpops with a variety of chromes and pigments. These can be used together as well. And of course, it's not important whether or not you use only magnetic products. It is about the technique. So make 6 different nails and use different chromes, unicorns, flakes, and create similar effects, and you can also mix them. And as I said, magnetic is of course great if you use magnetic, but it's also allowed to use other products. You have 2 weeks to compete or to complete your homework. That means that the deadline is set on the 29th of May. Upload your homework using the link that you can find in the album Pigments and Chromes. If anything needs improvement, Jessica will contact you, and do not forget to submit your step-by-step photos, but no more than 4, and a final photo showing all of your homework together. For the people that competed 2 weeks ago, Jessica had a very busy day today because she was attending the training that we are doing here at headquarters. So she was very busy during the day, and while we speak, she's sending everybody feedback and the certificates. So it may have been a little bit later than you have expected or are used to, but that's because Jessica had different priorities today, and we are all very grateful to Jessica that she finds the time every time again, twice a week, to give feedback, to help, to assist, and to make sure everybody gets their certificates, and of course, decides together with the trainer of the e-workshop on whom the winners are. If you compete tonight, you can have also a chance to win an amazing prize, and that's this prize, the pigment shaper that was used by Deborah, Sales Choice brush, Flex and Shine, the top gel that makes it all happen, unicorn flakes and pigment, and 2 different types of neon pigments. So a great start to enter the summer, because everything in summer is of course neon, and we just simply adore neons. The Wednesday evening, of course, has e-workshops, and that means that in the month of May we have even more e-workshops. Next week, Brenda, a trainer from Holland, will join me, and she will show us the do's and don'ts, the ins and outs of the application with the Shape-Its. So what are the do's, what are the don'ts, what are the risks, what is something that you have to be careful with. So Brenda, it's going to be the first time for her in the international e-workshop, so I'm quite excited. Lastly, in the month of May is also a first time in the e-workshop, but not a first one in Nail Talk Live. Sabine is coming all the way from Chartres in France to take us into the miraculous world of the sculpted modern almond nail. She's going to create and show us how to sculpt the modern almond nail using a form and using gels to create an amazing, slightly kinky, but very summery and fresh nail. So that will be the end of the month of May. The whole month of May, as we told you last week, it's all about the product of the month, which is Seduction. The Seduction line of manicuring and pedicuring products suitable for the whole body are available with a 20% discount from your local distributors, or if you're from Holland, from the Magnetic head office here in Soesterberg. So enjoy, treat yourself to Seduction, seduce yourself, because if you don't seduce yourself, who's going to seduce you? Anyhow, let's get back to Deborah and your next design.
Yes, so I already am preparing a tip with 2 layers of the Blackest Black gel polish, because now we're going to create a really, really blingy design. There's a lot going on this nail, and we have to start, well, first cleaning our shaper. So I want to show you. That's why I waited a little bit. So I take a bit of prep and wipe, really easy, on the wipe, take my shaper and easily rub it off. Gently, of course, but make sure your surface is clean for your other products. And today I'm not going to clean my gloves, because then I would keep continuing doing it, because I'm going to work with different kinds of pigments, of course. Like this. So now it's very clean and usable for different colors. Well, my Blackest Black is out of the LED. And again, of course, I'm going to add the Flex and Shine. Normally he would say, don't use this top coat because it has a UV filter. And if you put it on a black, you get the blue waves over it. But now I'm going to use it for a pigment, so I have to use it. So here we go again. Don't forget the sides. And put it in the LED again, of course, for 1.5 minutes. I have to check if my top coat is everywhere. And again, don't put it on too thin.
So you want a good layer of top gel,
Yes.
and in this case, again, Deborah chooses to use Flex and Shine, which you can also win.
Exactly, yes. You need some volume in your top coat. So I put this in the LED for 1.5 minutes. And I'm going to get my different top chrome, I'm sorry. But I'm going to show you the unicorn chromes we have. So we have 4 of the colored ones. And I have them right here, as you can see, underneath the top shot. This is the gold one. I always have to be sure that the caps are closed because sometimes when I turn them around, they're not, and that's the thing. Unicorn pink. Then we have the unicorn red and the unicorn silver. And to give you a little of the effect outcome, I made a display with different colors. And I put them on a color of choice. I put the red on the red surface. This is May's choice. I put the silver, which is also very shiny. Some people think silver is not shiny, but it is very shiny. I put the silver on the blue surface, the gold on the green surface, and the pink on the purple surface. So you can see that it has a different outcome every time you put it on another color. And really shiny. And this was actually a 5-minute done. So fast.
I have a question from Gillian, because sometimes you see people rubbing in the pigments with their finger. What is the difference between doing that and using the silicone shaper?
You mean the finger without the glove?
Or with the glove?
The finger, normally without the glove, can give too much of the body fat, a little bit of the, body fat, grease, and the surface can get mud. So you can do a little bit, but it has to be clean and dry, otherwise the surface will be mud and not shiny anymore. A glove can be done, but sometimes it doesn't really work, or you scratch over with your nail, unfortunately, which really happens. You're thinking really like this, sometimes it works, yes, and sometimes it doesn't. So to be sure it really always works, I'm using the shaper. So that's why I choose only to work with the shaper, and sometimes first to add a little layer with my fluffy brush and then rub in completely with the shaper. So I'm going to show you this at this moment, because here I have my completely cured surface, and I can choose every color actually I want. Let's work with the red, I think. Yeah, let's work with unicorn red on the black. So I have my fluffy brush, and already just taking it over the surface, which is already cool to see.
This is very cool, but now it's more a shimmery effect.
Yes, you can also leave it like this, like a glitter effect. And I'm taking a little bit with my shaper into the surface, because it's always important that you take a little bit of your product on your shaper. And then rub over the surface. Rub over the surface. Really rub it into your nail, which also makes it more effective to stay on the nail. If you give it firmly some power, it will stay better. It really does. So don't pat it, but push it. And is it easy to see, or shall I just hold it a bit like this? The shaper has easy lines, so you can get it around the cuticle from your client with the side, which is really easy to do. I'll put this to the side a bit and this, so we have a better and clear view. As you can see, everything can be rubbed in firmly and gets shiny.
Yeah, it's a beautiful effect. Sylvia says, wow. Wendy says, beautiful. So it's really a great effect. And it's not only red, we also see a little bit of green in there. So
gold.
It's multicolor. You see different, it's almost like a chameleon.
It is, it is. And you see the high shine. If you give more pressure, you really rub it in. And that's what I mean with the finger. Sometimes then you think, and your nail can touch the surface when you get scratches, and you really don't want it. I'm going to clean my glove a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's very helpful.
Because
while you are cleaning your glove, because you're also going to apply a coat of base and top now?
yes,
Okay,
same.
so Deborah is just going to apply a coat of base and top, and she's curing this. This gives us time to go to Wendy Fink and Dermatalk and to listen to her talk about onycholysis.
Hi and welcome to Dermatalk, your place to go to if you want to know all about the anatomy and the pathology of the nail and the nail plates. This time we're going to talk about the pathology of the nail plates, onycholysis. Onycholysis is the loosening of the nail plate of the nail bed. the hyponychium gets broken, the onychodermal band gets broken, and it becomes visible on the nail. It looks like this. You can see where there normally is a smile line, there is not. There is a crooked line, and types of yellowish, whitish stains like, meaning that over there is no longer an attachment between the nail plate and the nail bed. The nail plate itself is translucent and it gets its pinkish look because it is attached to the nail bed, which has very much blood vessels in it, very many blood vessels. And if the nail plate detaches from the nail bed, it no longer has a pink look. So this is why it looks as if you have a crooked free edge and you see these yellow spots inside the nail. You can have onycholysis from damaged nails, like this client. This client ripped off the artificial nails, taking a lot of the nail plate and also damaging the hyponychium and the onychodermal band. Sometimes the onycholysis is also due to a dermatological disease. For instance, this one. This one, you can see a very bad onycholysis. On the pinky, it's almost entirely loose, but over the half and really strange crooked smile line on the index finger. This is due to psoriasis, and psoriasis makes the nail bed different, can make the nail bed different, not always, but in this case it did. And this is why the nail plate cannot adhere very well to the nail bed. And this client just has onycholysis like forever. And there's not so much you can do about it. Of course, you can make sure that the nail plates are a little bit shortened, so the nail plate does not have very much pressure on it. But there will always be onycholysis, which is different, of course. When you have a damaged nail, this onycholysis will grow out. So if you see onycholysis, really talk to your client. What happened? Did she have a trauma to the nail? Did she pick? Did she pull anything? Or is this onycholysis something that is always there? And if you know this information, then you can adjust the way you treat your client and the nails.
Yeah, and reacting to this amazing Derma talk done by Wendy is already Nadia from Denmark, and she says nail aid, magnetic nail aid, is a big help for this. We also recommend to use, if you have onycholysis, to clean, not to clean, but to have little drops of nail aid between the natural nail and the nail plate to make sure that no bacteria gets to live here. How can you see what is from psoriasis or sponge? Well, mostly a psoriasis nail is recognizable because you see little pits in the nail surface, or you see a little salmon patches over the nail, which is a little spots on the nail, semi-transparent, so salmon patches or a pitted nail. And also when it's a little bit crumbly, this can also be a sign of psoriasis. Always ask whether or not the client may have psoriasis on other areas of her body, like the elbow, like the scalp, because sometimes that can be a sign that it definitely is a psoriasis. Psoriasis can be surfaced. You can apply an artificial nail on it, as long as you're careful with the pitted surface of the nail to prevent any acrylates from getting into the nail bed, which can cause an overexposure and leads to an allergy. Psoriasis can only be on the nail matrix, but it can also only be on other parts of the body. Let me see if I have another question. Milane just rolled out of the studio because she was very busy, and I see that I have everything. Can onycholysis also come from using medicine. Absolutely, Maggie, this is absolutely something that can happen. Onycholysis can happen by trauma, ripping of the nails, hitting nails. Nails that are too long, that start to bend and move, can also cause onycholysis. But medication can also cause onycholysis. Then the dermal bands dry out, and then it can easily rip, making the onycholysis appear. In the nail studio, we most often are faced with trauma-caused onycholysis, as sometimes we do not give the correct advice to our clients, or our clients are stubborn, and they want to have super long ballerina nails, and they are not able to work with those, because of course we never treat our nails as tools. We have to treat our nails like jewels, like the nail Deborah is showing us now. And you used base and top to seal the surface, but why did you do this?
Yes, I did. Because now I'm going to add a stamp on top of my chrome. And if I would have taken the Flex and Shine, the surface would be too smooth, and my stamp can fall off, or would be too slippery when I put it on. So because I'm working with the liner white, I have to have a really rough surface, and with the base and top, it's easy to do it like that. Of course, normally you can do it with extreme matte, but then I don't see my chrome as good anymore. So that's why I'm using the base and top to put over when I want to add a stamp. So that's what we're going to do. At first, it's important that you remove the sticky layer. You want to have a dry surface. And you see the shine. Then I have that beautiful plate, card number 32, the ornaments.
Stamping plate number 32, called ornaments.
Really,
I
really
love
nice.
that stamping
Yes,
plate.
me too, me too, me too. Let me think which one I'm going to take, and I think I'm going to do this one. Oh, sorry. Can you see it like this?
Yes,
This one.
I can
I'm
see
sorry.
it.
It's completely out of sight. And I'm working with my liner gel white, pure liner gel white, like this. And I put it onto the stamping plate. I'm rubbing it into my design, like this. Of course, I have the card,
Yeah, the scraper.
the scraper, and a wipe, a brush wipe. And white has always a little bit more pigment that you need to scrape off firmly, and that's what I have done right now. And then I'm going to pick it up with my, where did I put it? Here we go.
Yeah, this is always exciting. You're using the clear stamp.
Yes, and I'm rolling it onto my stamper, and you can see it.
Yeah,
There it is.
cool. Good idea to show us like this, Deborah.
There it is. Really easy. And of course, we have the beautiful nail. And it's important that you choose rightly, because we're going to create a little bit of extra with this design. So I'm going to have to watch for myself, but I will put it a little bit from the center, like this. Sorry if I go a little bit in your screen, but I have to.
It's okay. Yeah, we can see it now from side
All
shot.
right, great.
Just a little bit lower. Oh, there you go again already.
Here
And
it
there
is.
it is. Love stamping.
There it is. Easy, and the excess you can remove easily from the little top stamp that is also there. Easy and really nice. And I'll cure this shortly, because it's important, of course, that you cure it. And you can also design some extra if you want. Because if you want to give your stamp a little bit of more volume, you can draw a little bit if you want to. So that's really easy to do. And the lines are thin, so they don't have to cure for that long. And you saw also in the... Everything is falling down today. We have a great...
I will get it for you.
No, it's fine, Pepijn. I have it already. We're so fast. Here it is. And I was trying to do a bit more relaxed, but here we go. Here it is.
Yeah, Sylvia says, looks easy peasy. And I was also thinking of Henriette. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Yes.
It's just super easy.
That's her motto, right? Well, it is easy. And when you work with the liner gels, you just do take some time. You can take time that you want. And I
Perhaps
have,
take your time to focus. Yes, in the center. Thank you. Because you angle it towards yourself and then you
yeah,
just go out of
then I
out
go
of
out to
screen.
the,
Yeah,
yeah, I know, I'm so sorry.
no
I will
problem.
never
That's
do
why
it
I'm
again.
here.
Yeah, I mean, luckily you're here. Actually, it's already great the way it
Yeah.
is,
So
but,
what are you going to add?
well, a little bit more of this oval. And then I want to add a little bit of the, just always teeny tiny thingies. But let's not do too much, actually, because this one looks very good. And then we
Using the
always
flash
have
cure.
our friend. This was it. But, of course, we want to add the most important thing in life, rhinestones.
Awesome crystals. Here we go.
Yes, we are going to create some really cool, awesome crystals design. And we have so many. We have so many. We have so many. And I put them in little boxes, as you can see. And I added the names on top for myself, because then I know what I'm going to work with. And I want to work with this one. So I'm taking my design, and I always attach my rhinestones or awesome crystals with my Flex and Shine top coat.
Is it thick enough to
Yes.
adhere the rhinestones? Okay.
Absolutely, yes. It will never come off. You have to really get it off with a clipper. So, and I will take some of the rhinestone, the bigger ones, and adhere it to the side. As you can see, it just stays on. Put it a little bit up, give it a flash cure. This is enough already, because I only want to attach it for a second. And then we have some smaller awesome crystals, of course, which I'm also going
But
to
you use the flash cure now, so you have to reapply Flex and Shine.
Yes, but I only did a layer for my
Yeah.
first stone, because this one is a bigger one. And of course, you can design exactly the way you want to design. You don't have to do it in an order. Just play and have fun with it. It's really nice to do. Add some stones. Checking if they are in the right position. If I'm in
Love
the
the
right position.
rhinestones.
Yeah, they're so shiny, and shiny on a shiny surface.
Shine bright like a diamond.
Yes, that's what we love. What we really love. And now you see it just stays on. I just added my Flex and Shine, didn't cure it now. I only cured the big one. And maybe, what is more nice? Go a little bit up in the corner maybe. And again, with my Wax Essential, add some smaller stones.
Yeah, and Nadia Munk says in the comments, and soon it's summer, so we need those crystals to create rhinestone crystal bugs. Little
Yeah,
bugs,
yeah.
butterflies, ladybugs,
You can do everything.
dragonflies.
To be honest, we can do everything with it. That's so cool, so absolutely cool. And then I'm going to create some further with, of course, I added a little bit extra in my box. Bullions. Still not cured, still not cured.
Maggie says shiny rhinestones, crystals, and bullions, and a lot of hearts. We nail techs just love bullions. We love crystals. We love chromes. We love everything that's shiny.
Yeah, but to be honest, it was a long time
And we
ago.
love to see what you're doing. So yes, keep it there.
I'm sorry. For me, it was a long time ago. I worked with the crystals and bullions in a show. It was a really long time ago, and I thought, when was the last time? And I said to myself, I don't know. I have to do this in this show again, because it's always so fun to work with. Shall I put this to the side, because it's easier to see?
Great, beautiful.
And what is also nice, to add a little stone in there.
The finishing touch.
The finishing touch. And to secure your rhinestones and bullions, I have to check if I have already added everywhere, because I can't really see it really good.
Oh,
like
this is a
this.
great shot. Thank you, Gillian. That looks just even better.
And
And
then I put
Aurora
this to the
also says,
side.
diamonds are a girl's best friend, and I cannot live without them. Well, the same goes for me, Aurora. I always have something blingy on me because I love to look down and see something shiny. Oh, I love it. My husband said to me a couple of weeks ago, in all those years, that aspect of you that you love shimmers and glitters never changed. And I said to him, and it never will change.
No, but we are like magpies. That will never change. If it's
No.
in your system, it's in your system. That's just the way it is. And also, that is a song. Well, I think we have enough of the billions.
And the bullions also help to really adhere those rhinestones to the surface because they're almost like little prongs of a ring holding on to the diamond because it's really making sure that it's sticking.
Attach, yeah. But what I wanted to tell you, before I cure it, I always secure carefully between the lines of my stones with a little bit of the flex and shine, and now it will just.
But of course, you're not covering the stones
no,
with the
no, no,
flexi
no, no.
shine.
That is why I'm saying really in the center. Stay in the center. Same goes for the bigger one, only on the sides. So now, when I cure this for 1.5 minutes, when your client comes back, it normally should be staying on there. Of course, some people have wild things they do, so they can come off a little bit. But I do a lot of things, and I have long nails, and they never come off. So I will cure this now, because it's important to cure this for 1.5 minutes. But in the meantime, when this is curing, I can show you what I already made for you. And here we go.
Beautiful.
Here we have some of the designs.
Beautiful.
In
Amazing.
multiple ways, and I worked with all the chromes, as you can see. The pink one, the gold one, or no, this is the red one, the gold one, the silver one, and yet another gold. So you can do everything. Use stamps, use your own curly imagination. Use your awesome crystals in the way you want to work with them. It's really cool to work with them. And you can make a big variety, of course. So that's really cool. Do we? You had a thing for the screenshot, right? So we don't need to say it anymore.
Yeah. We have a screenshot moment. We introduced it last week, so let me see if my right hand is ready to rumble. 3, 2, 1, screenshot.
Click, click. We should now have the sound. That's really cool, really cool. So,
It has a sound.
oh,
Perhaps you don't hear it because you have a little bit of a cold.
yeah, I have a cold. My left ear is completely closed, so I don't hear nothing on this side, only on that side. So maybe the click was on this side, so I couldn't hear it. And the other one is also out of the twin lights, so let me show you. With the red.
Beautiful.
So cool.
And so easy.
Really, yes.
And suitable also for summer. It's dark, but it's really suitable for summer as well.
Yeah, of
And you could
course.
have applied, of course, the unicorn red also over, for instance, a hot pink color,
Yeah.
getting a totally different effect again. And we even have rhinestones or crystals in neon colors. So then you can go slightly this way, but then a totally different direction. Very cool, Deborah.
Awesome, right?
Yeah, awesome. That's why they are called the awesome crystals.
Yeah.
The next design. You prepared 3 designs for us, and
Yes.
this is really going to be an ever stay in the nail studio because does anybody of you have clients that do not like animal prints? Is there a client that doesn't like animal prints?
No.
I don't know.
Then not in my studio. But every client loves animal prints. Even if it isn't in the clothes, it will be on the nails or other way around. But yes, everyone that I know, even they don't do any nails, they like animal prints. What about you, Papijn?
Well, I love animal prints. I am an animal, and I have to surround myself with a little bit of tiger in every single room that I enter. We have a very nice comment of Milene, and she says, totally off topic, "Dear everyone, I just want to say that I'm completely in love with the magnetic Shape-Its, and that I'm really going to add this treatment surface to my normally natural nail treatment salon." She cannot wait, and she made awesome nails. I saw them yesterday. Beautiful, very natural looking nails. So very interesting. And this is also going to be interesting for that little person that who likes to live on the wild side of life.
Yes, because what are we going to do? We are going to work with our new coffee blushes. And I'm going to do a mix. Of course, the people who know me know that I love to mix a lot. And I'm going to mix a lot to make a different color of the coffee blush that you're used to, because that's me. So I'm going to show you which I'm going to mix to create a beautiful color. Let me show you.
Yeah, okay, so. Oh, those are a lot of blushes.
Yeah, so I have to try to keep them in a straight order, but that's a bit difficult with 2 fingers only, like this. So I'm working with the caramel macchiato, the double espresso, the revenge, and the greed. So black, red, and 2 browns. And because I want to have a warm but a darker shade of brown. Because the darker shade for me is not dark enough. And I'm blending a bit more than I normally should do, of course, but I want to show you. That's why I'm taking some more. And the warmth is coming from the revenge, the red. Be sure you don't put your brush into your color, just add it next to it.
So you're adding it next to each other. It's already touching. It's no problem.
Yeah, no, it's no problem. A little bit of the black, not too much, because I don't want it to be too dark. A better adding than put there too much, and I have to redo it again. So I'm taking my spatula and mix it all up.
And of course, you could also use a mixing jar for this for a slightly bigger quantity if you know that your client wants to have this on 10 nails, or if you think that you're going to introduce this like this nail art of the month, and you will need to have a little bit more for the clients that fall in love with this beautiful
True.
pattern.
True. And if you think it's too red, add a little bit of the brown. And then I get a darker brown shade. So I want to show you our. Is it for you redder? Because for me it's brown, but I don't know how it is for you.
For me, it's red.
Okay, then I have to add for the screen a little bit more of the darker color. You see the difference, of course, between these 2 colors. This is our darkest color.
Yeah. It's a cool brown shade, and
Yeah.
red makes it, of course, a little bit warmer.
Yes. But that's fine. For me, this color is perfect.
Of course, you have to be careful that if you add more product with a different shade, that you don't get a dirty brush.
No, no, no.
Of course, you're making sure of that, and also, if needed, cleaning the brush out of screen.
Of course, but I am working. I have to check because I have so many brushes.
Yeah, that's an understatement. Gillian said the same thing from the studio. Those are a lot of brushes in that brush case.
Yes, I'm working with the perfect polisher for this one. So that's the easy thing about it. And I will put it onto the nail. You can see it looks, it's brown, you see?
Yeah, it's brownish. It's rusty.
Yeah.
Like me, I'm also rusty. Let's bring it to the center, Deborah, because that allows me also to bring it a little bit closer to us at home watching. Yes.
Well, better rusty than cracky, right?
Well, it depends on who you ask.
Then the nail polish.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And Maggie says you can also make this in the shape it, of course. It looks like brown red, Priscilla says. Yes, exactly. It's a rusty brown.
Yes. And then I'm going to add completely against it the flat white. So really
So
contrast.
you're not curing this? You're not curing
No, no.
this? No, okay.
No.
So you're ombreing.
I'm ombrering, yes. Ombrering.
With
Let's-
a sombrero, I'm ombreing.
Yes, we're ombrering. Like this. And of course, we are going to work with the ombre brush. And to be honest, you don't need to really do it too perfect. But of course, the 2 really heavy colors, they actually don't like each other.
Oh, it's a big color contrast.
But still, They can be blended nicely.
Sylvia says it looks a bit like the plum from the blush line. That's a difficult sentence. Plum from the blush line.
Yeah, it's different. I looked into it. Indeed, I tried to find the color that looked closely to make this color a bit more darker or warmer brown. But you're right. It comes close, but not the same, unfortunately. And I'm taking a bit more of the white because I will show you that when I'm completely done. I'm blending it completely without what I'm seeing, what I'm doing, so I hope it will be fine.
Yeah, of course it will be fine because you're Deborah.
And again, back a bit. But well, I'm telling you, it doesn't need to be too perfect. Already getting more blended. Like this.
Cool.
This one needs to soften up a bit for me. And I think we're almost done. One time I'm going back. And I'm taking this a little bit excess to the top because it's quite warm here. I'm taking this up, still in the center. Blending, blending, blending. Of course, if you're in your own studio, you take some more time and you have a perfect blend. But it's getting there.
It is. And you're just making baby steps to have everything blend out.
Yes, because it really are two completely different colors that actually do not really like each other. But I want them to like each other because I like it. I like it, I like it, I like it.
It already reminds me a little bit of the savannah.
Yes, indeed. Well, this is good enough.
And you clean your brush with prep and wipe or alcohol is a question.
Now I'm actually cleaning it dry. You can look. It's already clean. I'm just gently take the excess off because this is like nylon. My gloves are really dirty. I'm just easily take it off and then with a little bit of prep and wipe, I'm just doing this. That's enough. And then your brush stays soft also. So this we don't need anymore. I have put my mix, my ombre mix in the LED for 1.5 minutes. And now we're going to work with a different pigment because now we're going to work with these colors. Orange.
The neon pigments.
The neon pigments, yes. Orange and yellow.
Cool.
How bright can it be? How bright can it be? Well, I put my design out of the LED, like this. And I still have a tacky layer.
Yeah.
So now I have my ombre sponge from the ombre tool.
Mm-hmm.
And I take a little bit of the orange.
Yeah.
This is already quite a lot, so I put a little bit on my wipe to make it softly go into my sponge. And then I put it onto the nail.
Yeah, so you're softly applying this in the tacky layer of the gel, in this
Yes.
case the blush gel.
Yes, like
and
this.
be careful that you remove the excess before starting to blot the surface to prevent overly applying the neon shades as they are very strong.
They are. So this is for the your orange, sorry. Now I'm taking my yellow and go to the other side of my little sponge. Put it into the yellow, check, remove the excess and rub it into the sponge. So now my sponge is filled with my pigment.
Gemma is asking, why do you dab it on the brush wipe and not on the lid of the jar?
No, because then it will be more yellow than I want it to be. I want to remove the excess instead of taking more. If I put it in the lid, look, then we have more pigment instead of less.
Yeah, but could you not take the desired amount of pigment from the lid?
No, this is really full actually. This is
Okay.
actually also too much. But for me, this is just easy. I would have done the same. Even if I do it in the lid, I will still do this because I have a certain amount that I need, and now I can feel how much I need in my tool. And I put on the yellow and gently soften it out also.
Yeah. You wouldn't think that this would work together, but it's a quite exciting combination. And Cindy shares my excitement and says these are sunny vibes.
Yes, 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 yes. Is she already Labradoring or is it a different Cindy?
Is she already
Labradoring.
Labradoring?
Yes.
What is
If
that?
is it Cindy Halleber?
Yeah?
Then she knows. She feels like a happy Labrador all the time.
Oh.
Then she's humping and bumping. So I'm really quite interested if she already is doing it. That's something she tells a lot in the show. So then
Yeah.
and she asks everyone, "You know already what I'm doing?" And then we say, "Yes, we do." So that
Okay,
will be
yeah,
new.
I've never heard it in English though.
No, it's really a Dutch name how we give it, but we say Labradoring. You know a Labrador, right? That's
Yeah,
just-
yeah, a dog.
yeah, so that's why we say it. I put it in the LED for a couple of seconds to secure my pigments. And now, yes, here it is, the famous pigment top coat, our Flex and Shine again. And because it was standing still for a bit, I'm taking a bit of a shake and add the top coat. First, I'm securing the colors where there's no pigment. And then in short movements, I go over the pigment. Because otherwise you have the big problem. You could get it on your brush.
Am I correct that it softens it a little bit?
Yes, it softens it.
Ah, cool.
Makes it a really cool combination. You think, what are you doing? Well, now I'm curing this for 1.5 minutes.
Well, this gives me time to go to a nice commercial, but don't go away because, of course, Deborah will finish this design and we have the winners of her challenge of 2 weeks ago with the Shape Its. So be back in a jiffy. See you soon. See you after Jelly Beans. Very cool colors, very suitable for summer with just a hint of metallic, mother of pearl, and great to introduce to your clients now that the beautiful weather is coming. Deborah, it went into the light. It had to cure for 1.5 minutes because it was Flex and Shine. Am I right that you're going to use now another pigment then?
Yes, I am. And this is our Unicorn Clear pigment. Have a look. I already show you underneath. And I will open it up. And as you can see, it looks a bit white.
Yeah.
And I already cleaned my pigment shaper. And I'm going to put it into. Of course, you can do it like this also, right? But also put it first on your shaper, then onto your nail. Just divide it a bit. before you rub it in. First divide it everywhere. So if you don't have a fluffy brush, do it like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to rub it in. It's important that you divide it, otherwise your surface can get mud. Rub, rub, rub it in.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit distracted by the excessive amount of pigments.
Yes.
But we have to see the shine underneath that.
Yes, and I will show you. I'm removing it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That makes it a lot softer.
Yes, it does. I'm not really completely ready with brush rubbing it in. But
And this pigment is a unicorn clear, Gemma. Unicorn clear, the newest unicorn pigment.
yes, it came out together with the unicorn flakes.
And Sylvia says there is a rose that has the name Mother of Pearls. And of course, Sylvia should know because Sylvia owns a florist. She's a florist. She owns a floral shop.
Yeah.
And she creates the most beautiful bouquets.
Yes, in Belgium,
Yeah, in Antwerp, I believe. Where or in the
Oh,
province.
I
of
thought it was in
Antwerp.
Mol, but can be everywhere.
Yeah. Perhaps it's the province of Antwerp. I'm sorry, I'm not from Belgium. I
Doesn't
sometimes
matter.
get lost.
Doesn't
Well,
matter.
I even get lost from here to my home, which is only 7 kilometers away.
Well, look at this transparent unicorn.
Beautiful.
How cool is it?
Great.
So what we're doing now, set it for 10 seconds, and then after the 10 seconds, I'm going to add the bond layer again and another layer of the Flex and Shine top gel, because that's important, because we need a really good surface for the upcoming thing that's coming next, because it really is going to be fun. So now it's out. I'm taking some bond. Again, on the top. Don't forget. And you see, it still is shiny.
Absolutely.
Nothing happens when you do that. And there we go with our top gel. And you think with all these top gels, won't it be too thick? No, because your base layer isn't very thick. As you could see,
a
I
little bit
only
more to the center, please. Yes, thank you.
again. Normally I do not really have that, but I think it's coming the same way like my ear, only to one side. All right, let's cure this for 1.5 minutes. Like this. And then I'm already preparing something else, which where the, I put it
Yeah.
right here.
I have to answer something because Anna Robijn is asking in the comments, is she applying bond over the pigment? Yes, Deborah does, Anna. She explained already earlier in the show, but often when we apply a full color chrome effect, whether it's unicorn, chrome or a chameleon flake that you rub into a super high shine, the clients may experience chipping of the top gel. You can do two things to prevent this. One, the top gel that you use as a base before application of the chrome, unicorn or pigment has to be the same as the top coat that you apply over the application of unicorn, the metallic shine. So it has to be the same top coat. And apply a thin little bit of bond on the edges of the natural nail, so on the edges of the extension, and a little bit on the surface of the chrome. And this really adheres that top gel to the nail, preventing chipping, because it is so sad if you have a beautiful nail with a beautiful chrome and it chips off. This is really annoying in the salon. Stuff like that really is annoying.
That is true. So I already prepared some materials which I'm going to work with right now, which is a jar of clear acrylics. As you can see, I have the mix, not everyone has it, but we have a mix from our event. This is a mix of 50% Liner Black and 50% Cerisa Sweeties Licorice, the black one. And what I'm doing at this moment, with my Sil's Choice, I'm going to draw some great lines. So let's have a look. Because we already talked about the animal, and we are now going to create the animal.
And you're
mm,
working straight from the jar.
yeah,
And this Jessica's Choice mixture we have, of course, in white and in black. And it was a gift for the visitors of the Nail Talk Live event, which will take place again next month.
yeah. So much looking forward to that. And I think everyone with me. And make sure your lines are not too thin. We don't want a too thin lined design because that doesn't look really nice. Or that your lines are very close to each other or too even. Just play with your design. Just play. Because we love to play around. And of course, we can do whatever we want. You can also make leopard stains, of course. Now I'm doing it this way, but well, be creative and try something for yourself. Everything is fine for me. And you can also use a stamp. It doesn't need to be hand painted. That's
And
what
you
it said.
paint all the lines before you apply the acrylic powder.
Yes.
Okay, and it stays there. Well, I see that it stays, but perhaps somebody has a question because you don't cure it in between.
No, I don't cure. If you're no, you cannot cure it in between because we have to put acrylics on it. If you cure it in between, then it doesn't keep the acrylics on its place, so you can't cure it in between. So be careful to not touch your design, but don't cure in between, or you have to put on acrylics first. But with this, I want to show you a little thing, so that's why I'm doing it in this way. And but we're almost ready. I'm not making too much of the lines, just a bit. Just a bit. And then a tiny one right there. So this is it for right now.
Mm-hmm.
And well, maybe because we can, one on the top. Like this. So close the jar because that's important. And then we go to our acrylics. And what I always do is keep the jar under my design. Like this. Then I have my cuticle pusher. Hold my design like this. And pour
Mm-hmm.
enough amount of acrylic over it. Just keep pouring till it's completely sucked into the surface. Sometimes I'm just taking it off and again. And again. Don't stop too fast.
Yeah, it takes some time for the acrylic to absorb into the gel.
Yes, especially this gel because it's quite thick. So take your time, please. Gently and take your time. Then take it off. And when you put it in the LED, leave the excess like this. So it
So
can
not
cure.
cleaned,
No,
but
not cleaned. So this will be enough. And now my last pouring. And like this, I'm putting it in the LED. So be careful because there will be a little bit of the excess falling off, of course. But like this, I'm putting it 1.5 minutes in the LED because it's very black. All right. So we're now curing for 1.5 minutes. And after that, I'm going to show you the end result.
but while it's curing, of course, I have the winners of Deborah, and I think Deborah needs to prepare her table, so I will take the honors this evening. Of course, the workshop of 2 weeks ago, that was the emergency workshop where Deborah took over from Cheryl because Cheryl was unfortunately ill, and Deborah had the honor to launch the magnetic Shape-its in the international e-workshop of Nail Talk Live. And this was the homework challenge. Make 4 Shape-it nails with varied inlays on one hand or just in the Shape-its. The length and shape does not matter. Use at least 4 different inlay products. And the feedback that Deborah gives everybody is the following. Thank you for all of your participation. You all did an amazing job and showed very lovely designs. It was very difficult to choose because for me, you are all winners. That's an important thing. You've all done an amazing and great job. I will just double check. Yes, the first person that wins is from Germany, and she gets this feedback from Deborah. What a great and colorful set. I really loved how you work with the diversity of inlays. A beautiful mix of colors and blends. Super well done, Jenny Hebel from Germany. Congratulations, Jenny, with your amazing nails. And we see 5 different designs. I see gold foil, I see marbling, I see an animal skin effect. Well done, great and well deserved, Jenny. Jenny from Germany, congratulations. The second winner of this evening, she's from Armenia. And this is the feedback. What an amazing set. There is so much going on, but it's still complete and matching canvas. Stunning set. Well done and congratulations, Serena Sayadan. Sayajan. Serena Sayajan, congratulations from Armenia. And I see a little girl, or I see a woman, I see an almost shell-like tie-dye effect. Well done, and I see that you also watched the photo workshop of Silvana. So well done, great, super, you're a winner this evening. Thank you for competing. And our last winner is from the Netherlands. And the Netherlands, even though we couldn't compete in the Eurovision Song Festival, you can compete here in Nail Talk Live. And the feedback is, what a beautiful romantic set of nails. I really see this perfectly fit for the wedding season. All the inlays and colors really stand out, great together. Awesome job, Rebecca Meesters. Rebecca Meesters, well done. Beautiful, I understand what you mean, Deborah. Just an amazing set. Again, I see chameleon flakes, I see gold foil, I see crystals, I see bullions, I see a winner. Rebecca, well done. And the same goes, of course, also for Jenny and Serene. Rebecca, you 3 are the winners of the e-workshop challenge, the first one with the shape bits in the international version. And this is the prize that we will send to you. It's a box of the Modern Element shape bits, Power Gel Clear, neon inlay and shell inlays, chameleon flakes, and of course, the colors that were used today, Lucky Green and Lucky Green Glitter. Congratulations once again, and we will make sure that these prizes make their way to you. And we have a normal week, so probably they will leave either tomorrow or the day after. Once again, thank you, and thank all of you for doing your homework and participating in Nail Talk Live. Spread the message to other nail techs that you know that if you want to win amazing nail tech prizes, join Nail Talk Live absolutely for free for inspiration, challenges, homework, techniques, and of course, the passion for nails, because that is what we share. Deborah, great, well done. I have to check something. Yes, let's go back to you.
Yes, well, my nail is fully cured, and I took it out of the lamp, so have a look. I didn't remove the excess yet because I want to show you, because, of course, before I used the clear unicorn pigment, and there's still some in my brush. And when I remove the excess now, that will also appear in my black lines.
Ah, that's fun. And does that stay?
Yes, it stays, because the pigment adheres to the acrylic layer. So it really stays on perfectly. And if you rub it in also a bit extra, it doesn't come off anymore. So here we have this really lovely animal design.
Very cool, Deborah, very cool. I love this. I love the shimmers in it.
Right, nice, right?
Yeah.
All right, and I'm getting something new from Pepijn.
Yes, I'm just going to give you a clean background
Yes.
for the final photos of this evening.
That's the thing when you work with pigments, of course. There's nothing to do about it.